Hello and welcome to the TryLine podcast. This is our Origin edition. The teams have been announced. I think they both look pretty good. What do you think of the sides?
I like them both, yeah.
Yeah, some surprising ones in there, but we're going to go through all that. We're not going to cover the games too much on this one because the Origin teams are just out. That's what's in the news. The weekend of footy I thought was pretty good. I got to see a fair few games. I think 6 of the 8 I got to watch due to work.
Yeah, I think I watched a similar amount, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good weekend of footy. I thought the Sharks had a pretty good win.
Yeah, Sharks, Cowboys.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm your host, Bo. This is my co-host. Some call him the People's host. Mostly you in the mirror. But you want to get into that New South Wales side?
Yeah, sweet. We'll get right into it then. So, fullback James Tedesco, Brian Toto, and Josh Adokar, the wingers. So, Latrell and Turbo, the centres, with Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary, the halves. I think that was our predicted.
That back line pretty much picked itself.
Yeah, 100%.
Brian Toto gets a debut. Good on him.
Yeah, and Jerome Luai too.
Yeah, and Jerome Luai. Hip injury to James Tedesco the other night too, so that's a bit interesting.
Yeah, we'll see how he goes.
They got plenty of cover, New South Wales fullbacks.
Yeah. I don't think we'll be struggling to find another fullback to replace him.
Yeah.
Anyway, the front rowers, Daniel Saifidi and a bit of a weird one, Jake Chbrojevic.
Yeah, well, lock and front row are the same at the moment, aren't they? They're very similar.
Yeah, they're very similar. I don't know.
Jake Chbrojevic adds a little bit of a point of difference there too with a bit of ball playing, so I don't mind it. They got punch off the bench anyway.
Yeah, 100%. Damien Cook's the hooker. Cam Murray and Tarik Sims at the back row is another two interesting selections. Yeah. With Isaiah Yeo at lock. The bench is Jack Whiten in the 14. Junior Paulo, Payne Haas and Liam Martin with AP Coruscant as 18th man.
Liam Martin gets a jersey too.
Yeah, good on him. He's
good on him on debut. A couple of Panthers boys there.
Yeah, a few.
The back row is a bit interesting for mine. I know Tyson Frizzell was picked, but he got injured on the weekend, so they had to make a late decision there.
Yep.
Tarik Sims, he's played 85 out of the last 6 games, putting up about 100 metres a game on the edge. He did miss last year's series, but he played the series before that. I think he played a couple games there, so I don't know. He's okay. He's solid on the edge there. Cam Murray, interesting one for mine.
I don't think I'd start Cam Murray, to be honest.
Yeah.
But going back to Tarik Sims, I think it's a good selection. I probably would have chosen a few other people before him, but
I think he's going to be solid. He's a solid kind of player.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not unhappy with his pick.
I'm more shocked at the Cam Murray pick in the back row.
Yeah.
I thought if I'm going to have Isaiah Yeo and Cam Murray in the starting side, I probably would have put Yeo on an edge rather than Cam Murray. But anyway, we'll get into that Queensland side. I think that's a really strong team. They could have... The centres really stand out to me. For the Queensland side, we have Kalen Ponga at fullback, Xavier Coates, Kurt Capewell, Dane Gagai, Valentine Holmes, Cam Munster and Cherry Evans. I want to point out this isn't their final lineup. Paul Green has said he's going to play around with the 20 that he's picked, and they won't release the full lineup till later, but this is just what we've got at the moment. Christian Welsh and Tino Fasul-Malawi in the front row. Harry Green at 9. Felice Kafusi, David Fifita in the back row. Felice has got to go to the judiciary tomorrow night. Then you got Jai Arrow at lock. AJ Brimson, Jaden Sewer, Mo Fodawaker. Joe Offahengawi gets a debut. And Kyle Felt, Reid, Marnie and Cohen Hess. What do you think?
Well, there's a few strange selections for me there, especially on the bench for Queensland.
Yeah.
Brimson, probably wouldn't have him there.
I think I like Brimson, obviously, but I feel like he limits you as a utility. I feel like he can only come on and play in the backs, and if you bring him on and a half goes down, you probably need to throw someone else in the halves and play him in the backs. So I think it limits you a little bit. With Ben Hunt, you get a little bit more there for mine, and he's definitely not even in the squad, which shocks me.
Yeah, it shocks me. I would have definitely had him as my 14 there.
Yeah, he was setting the world on fire before he got injured at the start of the year. I thought he was playing the house down, but that's an interesting one. There was another one, Joe Offahengawi. He's averaging over 100 metres as well, and he's played every game this year. So in a team that's probably lacking a little bit of cohesion, like being on the field, David Fifita's missed some games, Tino's missed some games. You've got like Munster's missed games, Kalen Ponga's missed games. So at least Joe Offahengawi comes in. He's played every game this year. He's averaging over 100 metres a game. He's playing all right. The Tigers aren't going great, but I don't mind it. I think it's a better choice than Dynamis Louis. I'll say that.
Do you?
Yeah, because even we debated about it for so long. He's not even playing first grade at the moment. Like, he's barely playing first grade. So, no, I don't mind it. I hope he goes all right. I wanted to touch on some of the selection. You got Callum Ponga. He's played 5 games this year.
Yep.
Now, you've got Harry Grant. He's played 5 games as well, yet to play 80 minutes. And if you see, at the moment, they don't have a specialist hooker on the bench. Brimson's probably not going to come on and Harry Grant go off.
No, that's not happening.
To not play 80 all year and to come in and play 80 in Origin, that's a pretty big ask.
It would be. There's no other player really on that team that could fill in a hooker either.
No, well, I think if they're going with this side, which we don't know if they are, if they're going with this side, he's got to play 80.
Yeah.
I can see Reid Marnie getting a late spot there on the bench. Felix Kafusi, I don't think he gets off. I had a look at his incident. Clearly strikes out with the leg. It's soft. It is soft, but it's a 1-week ban. You can't trip. So
yeah,
I think he'll miss the game. That probably means Jaden Sewer comes in the starting side there. Cohen Hess onto the bench.
Yeah, I don't really like Queensland's bench, to be honest.
You don't like it?
Not really.
Also, Payne Haas for the New South Wales side. He's under injury cloud as well.
He is, but...
Interesting selection for New South Wales. Campbell Graham gets the 19.
He I don't know. You'd think that I'd rather have Stephen Crichton.
If you're going to go a centre.
Yeah, exactly.
I was shocked at seeing Campbell Graham up there. Good on him too.
Yeah, he's been flying under the radar a little bit, I guess. But he's missed a fair few games this year too.
Yeah, well...
I couldn't tell you how many, but I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's what I mean. Everyone's injury, kind of under an injury cloud. Well, Tommy missed the first 4 weeks, was it? He missed the first 4 weeks. He's been killing it ever since.
Yeah, Latrell, well, he missed a few weeks to suspension.
Yeah, so everyone's missing games.
Yeah.
Ponga is expected to be fit. Do you think he can walk straight back into a situation there? Like and I've identified this as a strength for Queensland. Ponga, Munster, Cherry Evans, they've all played together. And Munster and Cherry Evans, I think this is their 7th game together at Queensland. 6 of those have been in the halves together.
Oh, really?
So that's pretty good. Combination's key at this level.
Yeah, 100%. Callum Ponga, he's going to be massive for Queensland. I hope he can be fit for him.
Yeah, well, they can't really afford to lose him. He's an absolute superstar.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to the biggest surprise selection for mine is Joe Ofahengaue. Would you agree with that?
For Queensland?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Joe Ofahengaue. I didn't have him
I didn't even have him in my thoughts.
Yeah, not even like getting picked for the squad.
No. What's your biggest surprise selection for New South Wales?
Probably Liam Martin.
Yeah, he's a bit of a toiler though. Like he would suit Origin, I think.
Yeah, he definitely.
He's that kind of player.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking of him either, and I think he's a bit of a surprise for me.
Yeah, what's her name misses out? The other front rower for New South Wales, Regan Campbell-Gillard. A lot of people had him in a side.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd get picked.
Yeah, that was a bit interesting for mine. Tarik Sims is a big selection, but then again, he probably wouldn't be there if Tyson Frizzell had been picked.
Tyson Frizzell, if he was fit, he'd get that spot.
Yeah. And then Campbell Graham's a massive one, but I don't think he'll be playing. What's a point of difference you see for New South Wales in this game?
The point of difference, I think it could be Nathan Cleary, Jerome Luai. They've been playing great. They've been playing together at Penrith. They've built up a great combination there, as you said before. Combination is it's kind of key in Origin.
Oh, yeah, it's everything. Yeah.
So I think I've got Nathan Cleary, Jerome Luai.
I've got the centres. I've got the strike centres. Tommy Turbo and Latrell Mitchell. I think both of them on their day are 2 of the best players of this last decade. They're just so good. Latrell's damaging in any position, just getting the ball.
Yeah.
Tommy's probably the form player in the competition. I think if they can get some early ball, get one-on-one with our centres, in being Kurt Capewell, who's a little bit slow laterally too. Like he done a good job last year, but he was marking up on Clint Gutherson,
who is also not very.
I think Tommy will probably play on the right. you'd think.
Yeah,
Latrell being a left centre.
Yeah.
So he's going to be marking up on Tommy Turbo this year. That's a bigger assignment, man.
Yeah, both those players really can make something out of nothing. Like you saw a few weeks ago when that game Latrell got suspended against the Tigers.
Yeah.
When the ball was in the in goal,
yeah.
he stops, he just picks it up, and then he runs 50 meters.
Definitely.
And Turbo, he just takes up hit up one off the ruck and scores a try.
Now I wanted to talk about weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a weakness and then I kind of fixed it by myself. I was thinking Toho in the air against Xavier Coates. That's going to be the main one. But if you got Tommy on his edge, there's no reason they can't switch to defend that kick. And Tommy's great in the air. So, and then it's all going to matter what sides they line up on. But even Xavier Coates played against Josh Adokar this week, and he was a nightmare for him in the air. Like, he had plenty of chances to score. So he's a nightmare for anyone. But if they can swap defensively, especially close to the line, I think that negates that. You reckon?
Well, that just all depends on whether they put Xavier Coates on Toho's wing.
Yeah, I would. Well, Xavier Coates plays on the left, doesn't he? He plays on the right.
Plays on the right, yeah.
So he's going to be going at Josh Adokar anyway. You got Val Holmes on the left.
Val Holmes, he was a left-hand winger too.
Well, don't worry about that.
Yeah, never mind.
Should have just problem solved that. I really like Valentine Holmes playing in this Origin series too. I think his last month of footy has been right up there.
He's one of the reasons that Queensland Cowboys are winning.
Yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing from him. It's really, really good. Kyle Feldt getting an 18 jersey too. Overdue. Seeing him just in the makeup.
Mate, he should have been there years ago.
I'm really happy for that, for him.
Yeah, me too.
Point of difference for Queensland. I've already said this. Munster and Cherry Evans, 7th game together. Only one of those haven't been in the halves. I think that's a big point of difference for Queensland. I think they both know each other's game. I think Munster is a very creative player, along with Ponga. They're very just creative, off-the-cuff players. And every time Munster takes the field against New South Wales, he gives them problems.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's my point of difference for Queensland. A weakness, I already identified this, but for New South Wales, I just see their back rows as being a weakness.
For New South Wales?
Yeah. Especially if they're going to both play 80.
Yeah.
Because we've seen Cam Murray, especially, last year, he played on the edge a fair bit, and he just struggled to get himself into the game. Couldn't get himself into the game. Had nearly not nearly as much impact as he does at lock.
Yep.
And I think that's a weakness for him. Tarik Sims, I think he's a quality player, but he does drift in and out of games too.
Yep.
When it's going good, it's going good for Tarik. When it's not, it's not. So I see that as a big weakness for New South Wales in a team that probably a month ago looked so strong with Angus Crichton, Tyson Frizzell, those kind of players.
Yeah.
Now they can't play.
I think those two would have definitely been the back rows for New South Wales.
Well, I think Angus Crichton was a lock to be in this side.
And they said, well, Tyson Frizzell, he was locked as well.
Yeah,
they said he just lost his spot due to injury there.
So where do you see a weakness in the New South Wales squad?
Yeah, I'd say probably the edge, edges.
How close do you reckon Damien Cook was to losing that spot to Happy? Happy gets 18th man here.
I don't think he's in any danger.
Do you think if they lose game 1 and he doesn't have a good game, he still keeps his spot?
He'll keep his spot.
I think he had a good game last week, but I think the rest of the year he's been pretty poor.
He's been pretty average, yeah. I don't think he'll lose his spot. If anything, maybe Appy into the 14 jersey there. But
Jack Whiten gets picked, retains his spot. He's not having a bad year, but the Raiders are just terrible.
Yeah.
But he gives you so much as a 14. Definitely, he can come on and play anywhere.
Yeah,
and that's why I think we're limited in the 14 jersey, because if you go Brimson, you bring on a back. You go Jack Whiten, you're dead set throw him in the front row.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I saw a weakness in the Queensland lineup is their bench. I just don't rate their bench.
So you got AJ Brimson, Jaden Stewart, Mo Fodawaker, who was down on form a couple of weeks ago. Mo Fodawaker and Joe Off-Hangawi.
Yeah,
Nothing scares you there.
Not really, no. Yeah, like AJ Brimson, he's going to come on. Where's he going to play?
Yeah, that's what I'm... Well, look, I don't know how he gets in the game. Like, probably comes on at lock if the going's good, but...
A lock? No.
He would just be a roving forward, I reckon.
Mate, well, I don't think he's ever played up in the front line. And we talked about this with RTS a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And AJ Brimson's not on the same level as RTS. Nowhere near.
Yeah. I would have liked to see Brimson start or not get picked.
Yeah, no, I don't like the Brimson selection.
Yeah.
If he came on to fullback, you would move Kalen Ponga from fullback?
Not if the going's good. I just don't know what they're going to do there. Oh, anyway, game one's moved to Townsville.
Yep.
I see that as a huge advantage for Queensland.
Yeah, well, it is.
Having 2 games in a row in Queensland, game 1 and 2, mate. And I know the New South Wales, they probably missed the boat a little bit because as soon as the Melbourne story come up, Townsville were lobbying to get the game.
Yeah.
And then just in the last few days, Bank West started to lobby to get the game.
Yeah.
So they kind of missed the boat there. I think Bank West probably would have been a better venue to host the game.
I think it would be the better venue.
I'm happy Townsville got it.
There.
Well, I'm happy Townsville got it just for the community up there. I think it'll do wonders for them. But
yep.
It'll still look good either way. But the Bank West Stadium would have popped off.
Yeah, it's at
Queensland Country Bank. But they'll probably never get a Origin. What's the name? Bank West. That was probably their only chance to get an Origin. Well, you think if they play one at ANZ, they play one at Suncorp, and then they usually go to a neutral ground.
Yeah, like Adelaide, Melbourne.
I
think they said Melbourne was confirmed for 2024, 2026.
Yeah, well, they went to Adelaide Oval the first game last year. I think so,
yeah.
Yeah. So they usually go one at each, and then they go to a neutral. So Bank West, this could have been their only opportunity to host an Origin. Completely missed the boat. Good on Townsville for getting over them there. But so it's going to work like this. We'll do our Wednesday. We only got 4 games to preview on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to do probably a big Q&A, or probably a big Origin Q&A, and then we'll just rip through those games. And then next Monday, it's all going to be Origin leading into the Wednesday night Origin game. We're going to break down both teams, work out who's going to win the game. We're going to give you a definitive answer. And why is it Queensland? That's what we're going to do. Anyway, let's rip through some of these games, eh?
Oh, yeah, some of the games already. So we're not going to say too much about the game. So Thursday night, Storm beat the Broncos 40-12. Broncos looked all right for the first 20-30 minutes and kind of just fell off.
I thought they were okay. I was starting to think maybe they're a chance. But not only did they look all right, in the first half an hour, they had some shots at the line. But Melbourne do such a good job of getting you to attack the corners all the time. They give you this idea that there's space on the outside, and it seems like it's every week someone's getting bowled over the line, or there's like 6 blokes tackling him right on the edge of the field. So they just defend so well, and it's something that Para do terribly.
Oh, yeah.
They just can't defend their edges at all. So, especially that right edge.
All right, well, we're not talking about that game.
No, well, I'm just throwing it out there
Storm.
because I was so disappointed in the Eels this weekend. But anyway, Broncos 40-12. Yeah, the Storm are just too good.
Yeah, Storm 2 just too good. Nico Hines on fire at the moment.
Friday night, be signed by everyone.
What was that, sorry?
He should have a contract on his table by at least 9 of the 16 teams. 16, yeah, 15 other sides.
Can Melbourne probably can't afford to offer him a contract, couldn't they?
I think they will, but yeah, I don't think he should stay.
Yeah. Anyway, Friday night, your boys, the Cowboys, beat the Warriors 29-28.
We're in the top 8, baby.
Top 8.
We're 7th.
It's about time. Been a long while.
It's been a long time.
It's been what, 2 years, 3 years?
Since we've been in the top 8.
3?
Probably this time of the year, yeah, maybe
3 years.
A few years. Anyway, I think Val Holmes is in great form. I think he's playing really good footy at the right time.
Yeah. I thought the halves had a really good game as well. Clifford and Drinkwater.
Last ever game for the Cowboys, or at least if nothing happens down the track.
Yeah.
That was must have been behind the scenes. Everyone knew, but publicly people didn't know because Jake Clifford obviously knew that was his last night as a Cowboy.
Yep.
So that was pretty sad scenes at the end of the game. I thought they handled it all really well. I thought the Cowboys handled it well. I think Todd Payton after the game, the way he spoke about Jake Clifford, pretty much saying it's only business, he's a good kid. I thought that was all handled really well. Jake Clifford ended up showing up at the Knights game later in the weekend.
Yeah.
I thought you see a lot of rubbish in the NRL, player swaps, deals gone wrong, just I thought the Cowboys and Knights handled that weekend very well.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tigers beat the Dragons 34 points to 18. Dragons, we've spoken about this time and time again. Started the season really well, fall off a cliff, and it's happening again.
I like
6 of the
Ramsey at
7
fullback.
matches. What?
I like Ramsey at fullback. I think he shows glimpses.
Yeah, Dragons told Dufties they're not going to re-sign him. They've got no plans to, which is a good decision, I think. Everyone thinking, or not thinking, saying that it's a bad decision not to re-sign him.
You got to have a look at him.
Yeah,
have
you
a
need
look at
to
his
start
game.
watching the games. Start like seeing what Dufty does.
Especially watch their losses more than their wins. Just watch where he is on the field. He just needs to work that out. And we've both sat here and said we think there's a good player. If he can work that out, I think his ball running's outstanding. I think he's in attack. He floats up. His efforts off the ball in attack is really good. I just think defensively he needs some work. And this is just an opinion. Well, it'll either say, defensively I needed work. I couldn't tackle right shoulder, left shoulder, around the legs high. Couldn't tackle anything. The only way I could tackle is if they tripped just before me, fell, and I just flopped on top of them.
Or you just dog shot him.
Dog shot.
I remember training once. I got a hospital ball. Okay. Had to reach up here, and it's a training session, and Bo just shoots out of the line.
It's not how I remember.
Ribs.
That's not how I remember. I remember I sat you at training.
You didn't see me. I didn't fall down.
Yeah, right.
There wasn't enough power behind it.
Anyway, Tigers 3 weeks in a row, consistent effort. That's a really good sign.
Yeah, well, I mean, they haven't versed the best teams.
I know, but it's not been about the other teams. It's been about them. It's been about their attitude to showing up and playing. And I thought against the Warriors, the attitude was there. Again, the week before when they won, which they do win every second week, it was there. It'd be very interesting how they go this week against the Panthers, who are depleted.
Oh, actually, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
maybe
they're at odds too. They're like $3.50.
I'll still probably take the Panthers.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm talking about the Panthers. They beat Bulldogs 30 points to 4. Bulldogs played really well.
Yeah.
Really put the Panthers to the sword, I thought.
Yeah, it was really
good.
Only...
It should have been 4-0 at halftime, but old mate Dallin decided to throw the worst offload in recent memory. Throws it straight to the Panthers, and they stroll over and score there. But 4-0 at halftime.
Yeah, good effort.
Yeah, awesome effort.
I think no one expected them to win the game, really, realistically, but...
I tipped them.
Yeah, I know you tipped.
I did tip them. So I was cheering at halftime for only 4-0.
Oh, you probably had the clip ready. As soon as they come out, you post that clip. Mate, that would do numbers. Anyway, Panthers too good, but the Bulldogs, all they need to do is show some effort.
Yeah, good signs.
The crowds will come, the fans will stay with them as long as they're showing consistent effort. The Knights fans proved that a few years ago when they couldn't win a game to save their life, so just need that effort. Good on them.
Yeah, 100%. Anyway, Bunnies beat Para 38 points to 20. First of all, I'd like to formally apologise to Wonga Blake. I did come out last week and say
it's all Wonga Blake's fault.
Wonga Blake's fault, but obviously
you weren't the only one.
Yeah, coming off that game where Bunnies scored pretty much all the points on that right edge defensively for Para.
Absolutely lost.
The problems are deeper than just Wonga Blake.
I heard Sterlo talk about the right edge defence for... Well, not only the right edge defence. He spoke about the whole defensive line, and he said they don't understand it. Like every time they get attacked, they play up and in defence. Like so, you see Blake Ferguson shoot out of line.
Yeah,
and the centre's lost. Opacek was lost on the weekend.
Yeah,
because Ferguson's passed the ball, and teams just attack it so easy. You see Latrell Mitchell just every time tip dummy play inside. Like you can't do it against the quality players. You know what I mean? And you're going to be coming up against, if you're going to win a grand final, you're going to be coming up against really quality outside backs.
That do their research, do their homework, and
they see that you're coming out of line every single time. And that's what Serlo was saying. You can't do the same thing every time. You need to adjust. Like Trent Robinson, he said Trent Robinson talks about it. It's like an organism. You got to adapt and play what's in front of you every single possession, not just play the one way. And they were absolutely lost on the weekend. The only thing I can say about Parramatta is you can fix defense.
Yeah,
you can. It's just an attitude. So if they can fix that, I still think they got a good sign.
Yeah, me too.
But you got to be disappointed in that. You have to be.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I didn't watch the whole game, but I did watch the highlights because I had a few mates over. But I mean, I still think if they can get that right, then
they can. That's fixable. Yeah, I think
definitely. Anyway, On to the Roosters versus the Raiders. The Roosters win this one 44-16.
Raiders up 10-0, weren't they? The Raiders were up 10-0.
Again.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy that the Roosters can be missing so many players and still come out and put 44.
I'd love to see, you know how people do the ladders, like if only the first half counted or something. I'd love to see the ladder if only the first 20 minutes of the games counted. I think the Raiders. I think the Raiders would be right
Number
up there.
one, undefeated.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about the Raiders.
There's something going on that we don't know.
Well, I had such high hopes for him this year. I literally just found myself staring at the Raiders for like 5 seconds just looking at their name, because I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. And the Roosters are a good side, but I checked my phone and I saw Raiders up 10-0, and I checked the time and I said, well, we've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
And the Roosters come over the top of them. Joey Manu was outstanding at 6. I think every week you seem to be talking about another person of the Roosters playing out of position, just doing a job, and they all do it, and it's because they've all got the right attitude every single week. The Roosters are just such a great club.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, on to the Sunday Arvo games.
Great win here for the Sharkies.
Yeah, the Sharkies, they beat the Titans 38-10.
Another team that's lost.
Yeah, the Titans. What's going on with the Titans, mate?
The defense is terrible.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that defensively, I did my research. They have the 5th worst defense, or is it 4th? They rank 12th in points conceded.
Yeah, 12th.
So they're averaging 27 points a game scored against them. And we were saying they were a fringe top 8 side.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, but
well, I can't see them pushing the top 8.
Yeah. Well, you're not pushing the top 8 when you're getting 27 points per game scored against you.
I think the Sharks haven't scored 38 points in a game since like round 2. So they've been struggling.
Yeah, good on them. And I think that the Sharks should take confidence out of their defense as well.
Yeah. Keeping
the Titans to only 10 points.
Exactly, and that's been a point we've made this year. The Titans haven't struggled to score points; they've struggled to stop points. Exactly. Dave Feeder back in the side. Good on them. Good on them.
Yeah, well, to keep the Titans at 10 points, they've been. I don't know how many points they've been averaging, but it's been a fair few. They've been putting on the.
I can't remember, but they have been putting points on.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to say one point out of this game: the Wade Graham incident from dummy half.
Oh.
The NRL come out today and said they got that wrong. That shouldn't have been. It should have been a penalty the other way. Like they thought, the guy that Graham Annesley come out and said Wade Graham actually threw it forward into him, so it's a penalty. It's a deliberate forward pass. But anyway, he went to the bin for that, folks.
Yeah, I know.
That's disgraceful.
Can you challenge that?
I don't know.
I think you can challenge a penalty, can't you? You can, because you can challenge stripping penalties.
I don't know if they still had a challenge or what's going on.
Oh, well, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Because isn't Fogs the captain?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was terrible. Anyway, it was crap.
Yeah, that was such a bad call, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the last game of the round. Knights defeat Manly 18 points to 10. Probably the upset of the year so far. Knights down on troops. Manly coming in red hot.
No Ponga for the Knights.
Yeah, no Ponga.
I was thinking Manly by 1,000.
Well,
no Schuster though. No Schuster. No Kieran Foran. Mostly Josh Schuster. That's a pretty big out.
Well, you can't put it all on Josh Schuster being out.
Yeah. No. The Knights still can only beat what's in front of you. They beat what's in front of them.
Yep.
Tell you what, that 9-1 penalty count's disgusting.
9-1. Yeah. 2-1 set restarts as well to Knights.
They got their one penalty with like 20 seconds to go or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's unheard of, a 9-1 penalty count.
And the Martin's Power sin bin.
Yeah.
Wow.
Martin's Power sin bin was terrible.
He bloody who is it? Safidi bumps him off.
Nothing even happened.
Nothing happened.
Bloody
how many tackles was it? 3 or 4 tackles, something like that. Like 2, 3, 4 tackles go by.
I said,
nah, hold it up.
Firstly, stop going back.
Yeah.
I don't care. Stop going back unless the person is laid out on the ground. Stop going back. Daniel Safidi and Martin Tapau bounced off each other, smiled. Just a big fella's getting into it.
Yeah.
Stay out of the game. Look, there's no reason to get in the game there. It's only to shine a light on yourself if you're doing that rubbish. I couldn't stand that. I thought, the penalty count was rough as guts, but to the Knights' credit, they beat what was in front of them. They can't control the penalty count.
No.
That's on the referees. They still They played pretty good. I thought Connor Watson had a good game.
He did. I mean, he can play anywhere.
Yeah, the Knights have a much better forward pack to not be further up the ladder for mine.
Yeah.
I think their forward pack's really, really good. So Connor Watson, I thought he was good. I think Jake Clifford will do wonders for him. They need just an actual halfback in their side. So hopefully he gets to run around pretty soon, hopefully this week.
Do they have the bye this week?
Oh, they might have the bye. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
A few people have the bye. I'm missing anyone in fantasy. I'm missing like 12 of my regular players this week.
Mate, I'm missing a fair few. Mate, I'm just doing woefully, and
you're gone.
Yeah, I think I'm gone.
Anyway, guys, we'll be back on Wednesday. Don't forget to get your questions in. I'll post the story on Tuesday. We remember we answer every single question, so get them in. About Origin, about life, about Denny's moustache. Is it ever going to grow?
It is.
We don't know. We don't know. We'll see you Wednesday.